The story I'm about to tell you isn't about me. I mean, it is, but it's really about each and every one of us. Every day, we wake up and begin reassembling ourselves into whatever identity we want the world to see. Our actions may seem common practice, but this ritual of putting ourselves together begins the second we open our eyes each morning. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that by abandoning basic hygiene we can free ourselves and come to terms with our true identity. That's disgusting. In fact, if we went more than a week without bathing or brushing our teeth, we'd probably learn more about ourselves than we'd like to know. The point I'm trying to make is every action we take before we step out into the world is a conscious decision that shapes how we are seen. Even something as simple as the color of our pants or the brand of our shirt tell those around us who we are as people. If I had paid better attention in my classes, I'd make some argument along the lines of cultural theory or ideology or some bullshit like that. But in the interest of our story, it really doesn't matter.
I was wondering if you could possibly take out your clothes from the dryer and the washer because some of us have laundry to do. I don't... Oh. I'll talk to you later!
My commute was nothing more than a few blocks to campus. Even though I had graduated 2 years before, I never got around to moving away. The walk was short, but I still dreaded it every morning. Something about being so close to everything I needed made even 5-minute walks seem that much farther. Pardon me, but I'd like to take this moment to say that shit like this that really pisses me off. I don't understand how someone can be so absorbed in their phone that they can't even look up for 1 second to see where they might be going. What's even worse is that he didn't even acknowledge me because he was more concerned about not dropping his phone. No sorry or excuse me, not a fucking word. I apologize for the interruption, let's continue. By some miracle, the school let me keep my job at the library reserve desk. I think the school was just happy to have found someone who was willing to work such a tedious job for so long. Definitely not the most glamorous job, I know, but I was happy to sit behind a desk in a quiet space for hours on end. All I had to do was put on the face of a model employee and I received a modest yet sustainable paycheck every 2 weeks.
Looking for a geography.
Work consisted of dealing with students who asked stupid questions about books they had been too lazy to buy at the beginning of the semester. I get it,
Have a great day.
Some people don't have the money, but if someone came up to the reference desk and couldn't even tell me what class the book was for, it was usually a sign that the student finally realized the definition of required text.
Thank you.
The other half of my job was an endless amount of busy work. Even if I spent a full 8 hours filing and organizing, I could never make a dent in the piles of paperwork and towering stacks of books without homes or labels. Luckily, the work was mindless enough so I could usually just coast through my shift without any real effort. My only real issue with my job was with my boss. I know, everyone has bad bosses, but I have never seen more hatred and stress contained within someone who spent their professional life around books. Every time I would talk with her, it seemed like she just didn't like me as a person. In her defense, I wasn't the perfect employee, I just acted like I was. Maybe that's why she resented me, which would explain why she took every chance to make my life a living hell. Usually, I would just ignore her and told myself it was her own twisted way of telling me I was doing a good job.
By Monday. Did you throw it in the garbage?
Look.
Did the garbage get taken out at 6 a.m.? Is it gone?
No, it's in the
Did you enter it into the software?
No.
Well, it must be gone then. Pathetic.
The end of my shift was the best part of my day. I couldn't get out of the building fast enough. Outside of work, I spent almost no time in the library. In fact, I avoided books in general because of their association to my work, like how a fast food worker can't stand the smell of French fries. I liked to disappear the second my shift was over. The sooner I could leave work, the better. My father was a professor for the school, which turned out to be more of a pain in the ass than I had originally thought. I purposefully chose a major where I could avoid taking any classes with him, not because I didn't want to be around him, but because I knew he'd be the hardest teacher I would ever have.
Hey, Dad.
How you doing?
After graduation, he was happy to hear that I'd be staying close to campus, though I could tell he was disappointed I wasn't making any real steps to becoming independent. Besides that, he was always glad to see me and took full advantage of my proximity by calling me into his office to fix minor problems with his computer. At first, I didn't mind helping him out, but after teaching him how to insert videos into his PowerPoint presentations for the 5th time, I began to realize these visits were part of his agenda to stay up to date with my life. To his credit, I barely told him about anything I was doing unless he asked, but it seemed as though he needed to know every single detail concerning my plans for the future. Most of the time, I would lie through my teeth, assuring him that I was doing everything within my power to look for a real job. I found that if I agreed with everything he said, I could cut our little talks in half and leave him with the feeling that maybe this would be the week I started my path towards a new career. Luckily, I was pretty good at making up excuses, so even though I never actually did anything to better myself, I was able to keep my father happy by legitimizing my lifestyle. This illusion of me being the ideal son was nothing more than an act in my daily performance, only to fade the second I left his office.
Hey, yo, what's up? How's it going? Doing well, man. What's the night like?
Since most of my friends had moved away after graduation, I had to completely reconstruct my friend group out of the people still on campus. Eventually, I made friends with some guys on the lacrosse team. Something about being around a group of dudes discussing games I knew nothing about was comforting, like a sort of white noise I could easily tune out. Our relationship as a group was less of a friendly one and more like a partnership. They provided me with the ability to unwind and shoot the shit while I provided them with alcohol and various drugs. I knew how things worked between us. The second they could buy their own booze meant the end of our friendship. But I thought that maybe I could wedge my way into their lives before they didn't need me anymore. There was another reason why I spent so much time with him, and that reason was Chad. Out of all the guys I hung out with, he was the only one I could consider my best friend. Even with our age difference, we connected on so many levels other than abusing recreational drugs. We liked the same music, had the same goofy sense of humor, and he was one of the only people who made me feel like I could be myself. At first, I thought my feelings for him were just based on friendship, but the more time I spent with Chad, the more I realized I was in love with him. I knew he didn't feel the same. I could just tell by the way he acted around me, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get him out of my head. It's not true what they say that in every gay man there is a straight girl, but the romantic in me has always been a confident redhead. But no matter how hard I laughed at his bad jokes or how much I cared about his game, he always saw me as nothing more than a friend. Even though each rejection was painful, I felt as though I was getting closer every time, slowly coaxing him out of his shell. But I knew I couldn't rush things, so all I could do was hope he would one day see me the way that I saw him.
Yeah, Chad, like what I was saying, man, like, I think that you just gotta like believe in yourself, man. Like, 'cause if you really do that, I think you can kick ass. Even when like you guys are having a hard time, you know, out on the field or something. No, you're the man, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll see you. Alright, take care. Peace out.
Just another kid trying to make it shit. Me and my crew that I'm hanging with, I was used to being on the other side really wasn't making it. And that's basic shit from my basement. Rolled up, now I'm facing it. Still the same flow, but I aged a bit. Am I making sense? I'm breaking it. Is it really my fault when it wasn't my dream? Would you let me fall down? Say the word and I scream. So motherfuck your Visine. You can keep your eyes clean, keep your eye on my team. My girl, I in my jeans. But this is what I wanted. Please give me the strength to never ever break the promise. I will go. I know in my soul. Now I'm just another kid trying to make it shit. Just Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Look at how far we taking it, Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Look at how far we taking it, Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Mama, look at me, I made it quick. Ain't no waiting, I'm taking it, Just another kid trying to make his shit. Mama, look at me, I made this shit. Ain't no waiting, I'm taking it, Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Speak easy, got a plate to spit. When I'm taking hits and you take a rip and we spacing shit. We facing this, we won. Put in the back like you never had to carry on back. In a black hat, that was just for two. F1 to 3 for the 4-door, 4 long. We go 4, no foregoing. I'm on 1 forewarning. You do see me as your Lord and Savior, more or less. I'm coming softly, going out without a bang, and then I'll roast you in the car. What it taught me, this is vital. I retire with the title and the rifle. I see blue is glorious. I don't like you. How you supposed to make it when you're on a different track?
I had trapped myself in a corner from which there was no escaping and no more excuses I could make. I couldn't be myself because I never got the chance to figure out who that really was. I had to be honest with myself. I am Sam, and it took me almost a quarter of my life to come to that realization. Once I became aware of this, I was able to step up and take control of my life for the first time. Even though I still have a long way to go, I'm not the same person I used to be. But I'm still Sam. Like I said before, this story isn't about me. It's about us.
Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit. Just another kid trying to make his shit.